Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Daily Debate. My name is Ahmed Nader, and tonight we're going to focus on the Egyptian efforts to be de-escalating the situation and ending the war in the Middle East, as we have seen the recent statements made by the US President Donald Trump regarding the situation in Iran and extending the final deadline for tomorrow until Tuesday at 8 p.m. the US local time. And we will be shedding more light on those important updates and those significant statements, not just by the US President Donald Trump, but by the US Secretary of Defense, or the US Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, as well as the head of the CIA, John Ratcliffe, and the US Army Chief of Staff. We'll be heading to the main top stories for today, but before that I would like to welcome my guest for today, Dr. Mustafa Abbas, the international relations expert. Thank you very much for being with us tonight.
You're welcome.
Anytime. First of all, we'll be starting with the top stories on the domestic and the regional levels, as President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi reiterated the Egyptian condemnation to any attacks on the Arab states and the rejection of any encroachment on their sovereignty or the people's potentials. Over a phone call he received from the Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez on Monday over the current regional escalations, the President reviewed the Egyptian efforts to put an end to the war. The President asserted the importance of the joint international and regional efforts to achieve this end in order to avoid the further regional instability or disruption for the global oil and energy markets. The presidential spokesman said that the Spanish Prime Minister expressed appreciation to the Egyptian role in supporting stability in the Middle East. The phone call also tackled the overall bilateral relations, with President al-Sisi hailing the growing relations that were upgraded to the level of partnership in 2025 to reflect the deep historical ties and usher in a future of fruitful cooperation in transport, trade and investment. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi also met on Monday with the Prime Minister Mustafa Madhouli and the Central Bank Governor Hassan Abdullah on the latest economic developments. During the meeting, President al-Sisi directed to enhance the economic incentives to benefit from the opportunities available for the private sector, contribute to push the economic growth, increase the investment flows and provide the financial requirements needed for the development nationwide. The meeting also tackled the ongoing preparations for the Egyptian hosting of the 33rd annual meeting of the African Export-Import Bank, the African Bank 2026, due to be held on June the 21st till the 24th. The governor noted that the Egyptian hosting of the event is a key drive for the African integration amid the mounting uncertainty and switching dynamics of the global economy. Thus, he urged the need to increase the dependency on the African self-capabilities and the development of the regional value supply chains. The meeting touched on a number of topics pertaining to the performance of the national economy in this period. Meanwhile, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and the Egyptians Abroad, Badr Abdel Ati, on Monday hailed the notable progress of the bilateral ties with Morocco, saying that he looks forward to further promoting them to partnership in different fields. The minister made these remarks as he met the Moroccan Minister for Foreign Affairs and African Cooperation, Nasser Bourita. The top diplomats exchanged points of view on the current military escalation in the region, with Abdullah reviewing the Egyptian efforts in coordination with the regional and the international partners in order to close the ranks among the warring parties in order to prevent the region from sliding into a wider conflict. The meeting also tackled the latest developments of the other regional crises, including the Palestinian cause and the situations in Libya and Sudan. Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and the Egyptians Abroad, Badr Abdel Ati, on Monday received the phone calls from the German and the Canadian counterparts to discuss the latest regional developments and the efforts for de-escalation. Abdel Ati reviewed the Egyptian intensified efforts with the regional and the international partners to halt the current military escalation, study the proposed ceasefire plan with the aim of preventing the region from sliding into comprehensive chaos. The calls also touched on the economic fallout of the conflict with the Egyptian top diplomat, saying that the diplomatic path is a necessity to contain the dangerous developments in the region and maintain its security and its stability.